The weekend part one, he came in that Friday evening and emptied his lunch bag, placing the bowls and cups in the sink and on the counter. She had already cleaned the entire kitchen, put all the food in Tupperware bowls, put the pots away, and the clean dishes are already in the dishwasher. They never used it for actual washing. It was just a holding spot for the dishes to drain and dry. She cooked a meal for the family, but he decided he wanted to cook something different for himself. So he went into the kitchen, stirring around, grabbing a pot, and creating more dishes to be washed. Pot spilling over on the stove, food drippings on the counter. The only thing he had the decency to do was put the seasoning away. He cooked, ate, showered, and threw his dishes in the sink, then went to his favorite spot, the bed, to watch TV. She asked him later that night after she had worked tirelessly to put the kids to bed, "Are you going to clean the kitchen?" She was tired. She had been up multiple nights in a row, with stomach pain that she didn't care to tell him about. He had his doctorate in whatever the latest video was, so he thought he knew everything there was to know about the body. Never cracked a medical textbook. He hadn't even sat in a nursing classroom, but he had all the answers. He always knew the remedy to every situation, and she wasn't up for his lecture on what she was doing wrong to cause the stomach pain. He told her, "We'll wash them after returning for the party tomorrow." She wanted to say so bad but she had learned over the years that some battles weren't worth the war. It was pretty late when they came home from the party, so she got the kids a bath and put them to bed. Her husband got himself a bath, and she knew exactly where to find him in bed watching TV. She thought to herself that the dishes would be left until the morning. He said as she walked past the bed heading to the shower, "We'll get up early before we have to be at our destination to make sure we have time to wash the dishes." At that point, the kitchen was the last thing on her mind. The alarm went off, but she was already wide awake. Her body was tired, her mind even more. She turned to her husband and said softly, "Good morning." Then she began to tell him, "I woke up vomiting. I've been up all night, sick and in pain." His reply came cold. "It's probably all that junk you ate at the party yesterday. You need to get out of bed. We have to go." He looked at her, saw her sweating like a pig, and walked out of the room, pretending he didn't see anything. Her hair was pulled up in a messy bun, springy curls slipping free from the ponytail holder. A loose-fitting green and cream cotton dress clung gently to her skin. No jewelry, no makeup, just raw, natural beauty, even in her pain. 5 minutes later, he came back. She was on her knees, bent over the toilet, vomiting again. He asked, almost without emotion, "What are you feeding the kids for breakfast?" She couldn't even answer. The sounds of her sickness filled the silence. He turned, slammed the door, and shouted, "When you're done, come to the kitchen and get these kids something to eat." She stayed there, alone, weak and hurting, wondering when love turned into indifference. The weekend part two, she finally stopped vomiting long enough to get up and get the kids together. She quickly changed into another house dress. She stepped out of the room, thinking she would be immediately bombarded with kids yelling, "Mommy, Mommy!" To her surprise, they were still asleep. He hadn't even gotten the kids up. She went to the kitchen first, where she put something in the microwave for the kids to eat. He was standing in the kitchen at the sink with his earphones in, listening to the latest medical video. At that point, she was frustrated. She got their baby boy up, kissed his forehead, and said, "Good morning, little boy." She set him on the toilet. He was still in the process of potty training. "Use the bathroom and stay here. Mommy will be back." "Baby girl," she called out with a soft, warming voice. Not so much because she wanted to wake her daughter up to a warm gesture, but more so because her throat was so sore from all the vomiting. "Time to get up," she said. "Come on, baby, get up." She was a few years older and could handle some tasks on her own. "Come on, baby, let's wash your face and brush your teeth." The little girl followed her mommy into the bathroom, half asleep, half awake. She stumbled to the sink, grabbed the toothbrush, put toothpaste on it, and slowly looked in the mirror while brushing her teeth, standing on the handcrafted step stool her great-grandmother had made for her. Her mom turned on the water to warm it up and helped her wash her face, giving her instructions on what to do once she finished in the bathroom. "When you go into your room, I laid your nice, pretty red, white, and blue dress on the bed, along with the socks and shoes beside it. Are you listening?" The little girl nodded yes. She continued with instructions. "Put on Mommy's shirt that I laid on the bed for you after you are completely dressed, and come to the kitchen." She went back into the bathroom to check on the little boy. He was still on the toilet, begging to come off. She took him off, gave him a good wipe down, and put on his formal wear. With his little suspenders and wooden bottom shoes, he looked so handsome. She grabbed one of his sister's old larger shirts to put over him so that when he ate, he wouldn't mess up his clothes. She took him into the kitchen, set him in the chair, and told him firmly, "Don't move." She grabbed the red and green sippy cup that she had filled with juice from the party the day before and handed it to him. "I'll be back." As she was heading back to the little girl's bedroom, she saw her coming toward her in the pretty red, white, and blue dress, as if they were going to a formal ball, modest and elegant. She looked at her and said, "You look beautiful, baby. Now go back and put on Mommy ass shirt that S on the bed so you can stay pretty. Then go to the kitchen and sit down. I'm gonna get your food." As she made the food, she brought it back to the table where both kids were sitting. She fed the baby boy and simultaneously cleaned the 3 counters and the stove. She walked over to the sink to rinse out the washcloth. She looked over at her husband standing there, fumbling with the dishes, waiting to see if she would come to help him wash them. He washed one pot cover 6 times, procrastinating. She thought that because she had wiped down the counters, cleaned the stove, and was beginning to sweep the floor, that would have been enough. But because he had specifically said, "We'll wash the dishes together," that was exactly what he expected. She came over slowly, grabbed the 4 dishes that he had washed the whole time he'd been in the kitchen, rinsed them and put them in the dishwasher. Then he picked up the pace and continued to wash. She walked over to the kids to make sure they were not making a mess, put some more food in the baby boy's mouth, and reminded them, "You guys stop talking and eat. We have somewhere to be," she said in a frantic voice, trying not to upset him. Back to the sink she went to finish the dishes. Once he finished, he entered the room, got dressed, and came out. "Are you guys ready?" he asked. She looked at him with an "Are you serious?" look on her face. She hadn't even made it to the room to get herself together. She wiped the baby boy's and his older sister's hands, got them something to drink, made sure her red, white, and blue dress was still clean, tightened his suspenders, grabbed the prepared bags from the previous day, and set them by the exit door. He told her in a frustrated voice, as he stood there in his suit, "I'll put them in the car. You go get dressed." She asked him, "Could you please grab the bags and the small cooler as well?" He replied, "Yes, just hurry up. You know we have somewhere to be." She grabbed her head, feeling frustrated and yucky from the sweat and all the vomiting, pain still ripping through her body. Knowing she only had a little time to shower and prepare herself, she had taken out all the kids' clothes the night before, because she had kind of assumed what type of morning it would be. She just hadn't included the vomiting and the sweating, so she had to jump in the shower where she vomited once more. She couldn't figure out what was going on. She hadn't eaten. There was nothing left in her to vomit. But she could hear her husband coming in and out the door, which gave her a little push to hurry up and get out of the shower. She began to dry off when he yelled from the front door, "We're in the car waiting, hurry up." She began to put on her dress. Thank God her hair was still up in the curly bun from the party yesterday. That was one less thing she had to worry about. As she grabbed her shoes, she could hear him outside honking the horn. She grabbed her bags, threw her heels inside, and raced to the door with what little strength she had. She looked and saw he had not grabbed the cooler. She grabbed the cooler and ran to the car. In the passenger seat she went, putting on her headphones to drown out everything. She prayed to herself, "God, I need just a little peace. God, please don't let me be pregnant. I'm already a married single mom. I can't take on any more burdens, God, please." Before she knew it, she didn't hear anything. She looked back and the kids were asleep. Her stomach had completely settled, and her body and mind fell at peace. God had given her just what she asked for, a little peace, and off to sleep she went. The moral of the story: God will give you peace in the midst of your storm, no matter how little it seems. Take every victory while preparing for the next one.